Goldilocks and the Three Bears. Once upon a time there was a house in the middle of the woods that was home to a family of bears. There was Papa Bear, hello. Mama Bear, hello. And their son, Baby Bear, hello. Papa Bear had a big bed, a big chair, and a big bowl for eating his daily porridge. Mama Bear also had a bed, a chair, and a bowl, but they weren't as large as Papa Bear's. Baby Bear naturally had the smallest bed, the smallest chair, and the smallest bowl in the family. Every morning Mama Bear prepared nice creamy porridge for breakfast, while Papa Bear sat in his big chair and Baby Bear played outside. One morning the porridge was still steaming in their bowls when Mama Bear called out to her family, "Breakfast is ready!" Papa Bear and Baby Bear came into the kitchen and sat down. Baby Bear was so hungry that he put a heaping spoonful of the porridge into his mouth without checking to see if it was cool enough. "Meow!" he cried as he dropped the spoon. "My porridge is too hot!" "Mine too," said Papa Bear. "And I'm as hungry as a bear this morning." "Well, why don't we go for a little walk?" suggested Mama Bear. "The porridge will be just right for us to eat by the time we get back." "But I'm hungry now!" cried Baby Bear. "Don't whine," said his father. "We can look for some beehives on the way and maybe find some honey for our breakfast too." So the three bears left to take a little walk in the woods. It was springtime, and the woods were full of birds singing. After a couple of minutes, Papa Bear spotted a huge beehive in a tree. Baby Bear saw it too. "Look, Papa, look!" cried Baby Bear. "There's a beehive in that tree. Look! Do you see it? Do you see it?" "Yes, I see it," he growled. "Will you go and get it? Will you go and get it? Huh? Huh?" "Dear," said Mama Bear, "don't bother Father. He's thinking." "Okay, I'm going to go up there and get that honey." "Honey," he said to his wife, "you make sure Baby Bear here doesn't try to follow me up." "Oh, come on, Papa!" cried Baby Bear. "I want to go too. How am I supposed to learn anything about being a bear if you won't let me climb trees?" "Dear," said Mama Bear, "don't bother Father." "Yes, son. This is dangerous work. Someday you will understand." Baby Bear folded his arms across his chest and sat down on the ground to sulk. Once again, his mother and father were treating him like a baby. Papa Bear put one of his huge paws on the tree trunk and hoisted himself up onto the first branch. He then climbed up onto the second branch, and then the third one, and the fourth one, and the fifth one, and the sixth one, and the seventh one, and the eighth one, and the ninth one, and finally the 10th one. The beehive was hanging off the 11th branch. So all Papa Bear had to do was grab it with his mighty claws, and the family would have a tasty treat for breakfast. He reached up to take it when suddenly, snap! The 10th branch broke underneath him and sent Papa Bear tumbling down. First onto the 9th branch, then onto the 8th branch, and the 7th branch, and the 6th branch, and the 5th branch, and the 4th branch, and the 3rd branch, and the 2nd branch, and the 1st branch, and finally, he hit the ground with a thud. "Dear," said Mama Bear, "are you all right?"
"Yes, but I don't think there's going to be any honey for breakfast this morning."
"You were right, Papa," said Baby Bear. "It's dangerous work."
So Papa Bear started to climb up the tree to get something yummy for his family's tea. How to get to the top was no mystery. Now with claws and paws and a stick of honey, he reached up once, for there's a snack. He reached up twice, heard a crack. Bim bim bam bam boom boom boom. Papa Bear was on the ground, lying on his back.
After the family had left for their stroll in the woods, a little girl appeared in front of their house. She was called Goldilocks, named so because she had long locks of golden hair. She was a naughty girl who had wandered off from her own family and was now lost. Being tired and hungry, she was glad to find such a house in the middle of nowhere. Since the front door was open, she walked inside. "Hello? Is anybody home?" she asked. There was no answer. Goldilocks smelled something good coming from the kitchen. She walked in and found 3 bowls of porridge on the table. "Porridge!" she sighed. "Oh boy, I'm hungry." She grabbed the spoon lying next to the big bowl, scooped up some porridge, and put it into her mouth. "Yow!" she cried, dropping the spoon. "That's hot!" She then tried a spoonful from the medium-sized bowl. "Ah, that one's too cold." She then helped herself to the porridge in the smallest bowl. "Yum! Now this one is just right," she said, and gobbled up all of Baby Bear's porridge. Goldilocks was tired after walking for so long in the woods and decided to relax in one of the chairs she found in the living room. She sat in the big chair first, but it was too hard. So she got up and sat down in the next biggest chair, but it was too lumpy. She then sat down in the smallest chair, and it was just right. "Ah!" she said. Suddenly there was a squeak and a creak and finally a The chair broke beneath her and sent her falling to the floor.
So Goldilocks ate all of Baby Bear's food and left the kitchen in a wonderful mood. She sat in his chair, still ready to be rude, never thinking that it would become unglued. She stretched out once, there was a crack. She stretched out twice, and then smack. Bim bim bam bam boom boom boom. Like Papa Bear, the little girl was lying on her back.
Still on the floor, Goldilocks noticed the stairs. She decided to climb them to see if she could find a nice, cozy bed to take a nap in. When she got to the top of the stairs, she found not one, but 3 beds there. She walked up to the biggest bed and flopped down on it. But it was too hard, so she went to lie down on the next biggest bed. But it was too soft, so she decided to try the smallest bed. It was just right. "Ah, now this is the life," she sighed and quickly fell into a deep sleep. Meanwhile, the bears returned from their morning stroll. Papa Bear, who was still hungry as a bear, was the first to sit down at the table. He noticed something strange about his bowl of porridge.
"Hey, somebody has been eating my porridge," he growled.
"Somebody has been eating my porridge too," growled Mama Bear. "And somebody has eaten my porridge," cried Baby Bear, showing his parents his empty bowl.
Maybe somebody is in the house," said Papa Bear. "Let's take a look. Follow me."
They walked into the living room. Papa Bear noticed that his chair had been moved around.
"Somebody has been sitting in my chair."
"Somebody has been sitting in my chair too," said Mama Bear. "Somebody was sitting in my chair," cried Baby Bear, "and now it's all broken."
"Maybe this somebody is upstairs right now," said Papa Bear. "Follow me."
The bears quietly climbed the stairs and walked into their bedroom. Papa Bear walked up to his bed and felt the mattress.
"Somebody has been sleeping in my bed," he growled.
"And somebody has been sleeping in my bed too," growled Mama Bear. "And somebody is sleeping in my bed," cried Baby Bear. "Look!" Mama Bear and Papa Bear walked over to Baby Bear's bed and saw Goldilocks asleep there. "Who do you think it could be?" asked Mama Bear.
"How should I know?"
said Papa Bear.
"But she's a naughty girl, coming into our home, eating our breakfast, sitting in our chairs, and sleeping in our beds."
"Yes, and without invitation," added Mama Bear. "What are we going to do with her?" cried Baby Bear. "Have her for breakfast?" "Don't talk like that, son," said Mama Bear. "Sometimes you can be so naughty too."
"Well, whoever she is, I'm going to give her a piece of my mind."
Papa Bear put his huge paw on Goldilocks and shook her.
"Hey, little girl, get up!"
But Goldilocks didn't stir.
"Come on, get up! This ain't no hotel here."
He shook her again, but Goldilocks didn't stir. Suddenly, Baby Bear got an idea. He went to the foot of the bed and uncovered Goldilocks' feet. He then took his claws and started slightly scratching them. Goldilocks started moving her feet and giggling. "Oh, that tickles," she said. At that moment, she opened her eyes and saw Mama and Papa Bear staring down at her. "Ah!" she screamed. The bears were surprised by her reaction and started screaming too. "Ah!" Finally, all of them were screaming. "Ah!" Goldilocks pulled the covers up around her. She was really scared. You're bears," she said timidly. "And you're a naughty little girl," said Mama Bear. What's the meaning of coming into our house like this?"
"And eating our breakfast,"
asked Papa Bear. "And sitting in our chairs?" asked Baby Bear.
"And sleeping in our beds,"
they all asked together. Goldilocks looked at them. "Well, you see, I was...
"Yes?"
With that, Goldilocks dashed up and out of bed, down the stairs and out of the house, never to be seen again by the bears. "The nerve of that girl," said Mama Bear, "and she didn't even say goodbye."
"Well, at least she's gone," said Papa Bear. "We can go on now and finally have our breakfast this morning."
"But she ate all of mine, Papa," said Baby Bear.
"Don't worry, son. You can have some of ours, unless there's something else you would like to eat."
"Yes, there is."
"What?"
"I want some honey."